tabs open.
Ignore the tabs.
Post now.
Ooh, it's probably posted. You can close the Tumblr one.
It is posted.
And we're live! Hey everybody, welcome
live.
back.
We're surviving.
Slightly sometimes.
Half of us are surviving.
I mean, maybe.
Where should we go next?
The other half all died last time.
Whoops, we lost a few to not surviving.
So now that we're gray or evil,
We lost over half of our Jedi in Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, and so we're just gonna kill this guy's daughter. I think that's the plan, right? That's what's gonna happen.
We don't want to kill the kid. We want to kill the dad.
Yeah.
Which is gonna end badly, because then the daughter is gonna want revenge,
Yeah.
and
That's
we're gonna
why we have to kill the kid.
We're gonna have a conversation about cycles of violence. How we maybe shouldn't kill his dad, her dad.
We're not a Jedi anymore, though.
Yeah,
And
we
Jedi values don't matter.
and we do darkness stuff sometimes.
We discarded those, so we're allowed to kill people. We should be scared.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna come and we're gonna kill them.
Again, the fun commentary of we kill stormtroopers like nothing, but we have to stop to think about it to kill the actual villains that have actively killed people in front of us.
Obviously.
It's like, why?
Stormtroopers who are basically probably forced into
Militia, yeah.
No, they aren't chosen. They aren't voluntary.
Well,
They're
I mean,
just enlisted. They're drafted into the Galactic Army and then just thrown in these terrible places in the middle of nowhere.
with no proper training.
And then they get stabbed by a Jedi before they even know what's going on.
Yeah, and they're like, we're killing these native alien creatures that are eating us. And then next thing we know, while on patrol, we get stabbed by a
drops out
Jedi.
of the sky and stabs me in the back.
It's like, woo!
Man, that was someone probably over 20, and they're dead.
Yeah. And so it's like, maybe we shouldn't be needlessly killing the stormtroopers and should just kill the commander of the stormtroopers.
'Cause then they'd stop.
No, then they'll put another commander in
Yeah.
charge. But isn't that the argument of why we killed Palpatine?
No. Because Darth Vader killed Palpatine.
That is
He's allowed to
not
kill
the map.
Yeah, it's
but
that
main objective. Oh, isn't it the way underground or
one.
something?
Yeah, with the spinning things we couldn't figure out before.
No, that's way above ground.
What?
The spinny things?
No, the cylinder where it looks like we could go forward, but it was red. And so we just gave up to come back later.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, go where it says to, because everything else is exploding.
So we just run to it?
Well, yeah.
That's the whole problem
could-
I'm having. Is
yeah.
like I don't visually see anything other than land
You
there.
run to it. I
But-
mean, you could mount this, but they're not faster.
Yeah. Still want to try and ride a chocobo. Oh, there's another fish dude. Does he have new fish?
Maybe talk to him.
No, Podge. 'Tis only Carl.
Talk to you.
Forgive the sore greeting, lad. I'm always on edge when fishing for the finger-lipped garpon.
What?
What a name.
And fierce as they come. But that doesn't deter the poachers. The poor garpon, despite its rarity, is a delicacy for the black of heart and the rumbly of belly. In we go!
He's gonna catch
Is
one.
it gonna be cod? Space cod?
Super rare space cod.
Yeah. No.
No.
I don't know what that is.
It's
I
a
think-
fish.
Really? I
Well,
don't believe
it's more. I vaguely recognize the fish. I just don't know its name anymore.
I don't know what it's made of.
Fish.
Fish are made of different things.
You
You
like?
need to give your bot more messages.
Yeah.
My name's Kata on the
I also just.
How you doing?
Just reached the control center. I'll let you know
Did
if
I?
I run into any trouble.
Okay, I guess I'm in the control center.
Congratulations.
I have found where I need to be.
I am Centauri crew.
Yeah.
Skeletal facility.
And then we couldn't get in.
Require one person to remain here
arrays. Unless one of us is gonna stay behind, we need someone here to activate the arrays.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll ask around. See if anyone's got a death wish. Maybe Turtle?
Maybe not Turtle.
You should have just pressed the button to bring the lift up.
Oh. Yeah. I'm
It's
so
alright, we have
used-
12 stems now.
Yeah, that little dash was gonna disappear anyway.
I feel like more dashes are gonna disappear.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm not too concerned about
You
it.
have to be off the elevator for that center to turn white. Now you can go back on.
That's stupid.
It's so you aren't standing on the elevator while it changes to one that can go down. I assume because if
They're
you
not the
were-
same elevator? What do you
no,
mean?
they're different.
There's one that goes up and one that goes down?
Yeah,
Oh.
and it's not moved.
Okay, yeah, this was where we got stuck before.
It
So.
could have teleported you, but it's fine.
I didn't know if the waypoint was here or not, and I couldn't see. That's what I was struggling to
Yeah.
see on the map,
Anyway,
was
That
where
BD?
the quest was.
yeah. Here we go.
Purge troopers. What are they doing here?
Looking good.
If I remember any of my buttons.
Triangle is shoot, square is stab.
Yeah. That's sort of block is.
L1 is block.
Yeah, I needed to remember that one. Because I do
Oh, and block and square is your light jab, which quickly refill your pulse.
Gotcha.
Also, you're allowed to spam your knife as much as you want.
Oh.
Because you have like 9 bullets.
Oh no, there's more of them.
I recommend spamming them against the fire guys, to use bullets. And I recommend doing a double blade for the gatling.
Shoot at the right ones, please.
And around.
Yeah, crazy how I'm not the best at aiming. Okay, this is bad.
Yeah, don't run into the fire. Up in, on the D-pad is healing.
I know, I was trying to push it and then I was getting
I'm
hit by
just reminding
people.
You also heal when you use your time stop.
Alright. It's more I remembered I have time stop. Don't worry about it.
It's only
It's also not a spinny sword, it's just a big stabby stab sword.
yeah, because it's you can
Ready.
jump up there.
Oh, I can. Time stop takes forever, man.
Yeah, we did fully upgrade it.
Wow. I killed everybody. I can't go through this door.
We should probably go down.
Through this door.
Maybe.
No, 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 no. Really?
All the robots.
Target vitals deteriorate.
There we go. No!
Delightfully warn you of every single attack.
It's fine. I.
Also, you can possess like all of them.
Right, yeah. Oh, whoops. Can you guys, like,
Not
stop?
shoot you. Only there were a way to shoot back.
Which button, man? I'm pushing
You
it
swap to blaster form, which is
Oh.
right.
I thought you meant, like, how do I throw the lightsaber at them?
Oh, that's blocking the time. That's it. Yeah.
There we go. God damn it.
Oh, look, it's not
sake of everybody.
Yeah. You can't really stay back and play defensive, but you can't really rush in and play offensive.
Because I get hit by like 3 different enemies at once, all doing a different combo. Because they all charge red at
And
different
that's why
times.
you're supposed to stay defensive, but also stay offensive so they
told them we
can't
were
use
coming.
their red attacks all the time.
Oh, won't let me through that door.
You're allowed through this door again, though.
The spinny thing!
This looks promising.
It looked promising last time.
Beep boop.
Watch it magically work this time.
Oh, yeah.
All the arrays are online. Now we just have to activate them.
Don't make us leave. Don't make us leave. Don't make us leave. Open.
Wait,
It
hold
said
on.
open.
I know. I need to get my stims back. You said leave, and I remembered. Oh wait, I should probably get all my stims back.
Well, only maybe.
I feel like,
It's only half your stims you'd get back.
and all those stormtroopers aren't coming back, right? Because that was
Maybe.
a
I don't know. It seemed scripted, but
yeah. Seems like a scripted fight. Because the door is open now.
Yeah.
And the door wasn't open before. Yeah, we're good. We got this.
Yeah. We got
At this point, it's just gonna be me being carried by the 3 stims. Don't worry about
They
it.
must have locked down the facility when they evacuated. That's not gonna stop us.
So is he in front of you or behind you?
We do not know yet. Something.
Oh wait, no, he's already there. Because he's using the compass.
He's already.
And so we're setting up the arrays to punch through.
Yeah. So that we can get
Where's
to
the
the
mirror?
place. Did it not work?
Oops.
Controls must be elsewhere.
It's not open.
Proceed to the observation deck to initiate alignment.
Gotta hand
Yeah.
it to Kree. She thought of it.
No, we're
Or
going up.
Going up.
Don't know why we need this one then.
There's another one.
Look at this view. We can see half a Koboh from here.
There's probably a second window.
That probably
No,
has
there's not.
the 3rd one.
Just that one window.
Can't use this lift yet.
Why? Guess I just push on more controls here? Yep.
Yep. Just push more buttons.
At the same console.
A 3rd laser to space.
They're all triangulating. Oh, Z was just waiting.
See? You made it.
Grease informed me you're in need of assistance, so here I am.
It's a long trip. Couldn't have been easy.
I might be 200 years old, but I'm as spry as a Padawan. Amazing. Oh, Cal, this is simply amazing.
Can you start the arrays when we're in position?
Oh, I stand ready for your order. It would be my honor to see Master Kree's dream alive once more.
We're your master.
But it's also she's gonna be locked in here whenever it turns off or something like that. That was why we needed.
Well, it's just a, hey, anyone want to stand here and activate this? And they're probably going to come looking for
Yeah.
whoever's standing here activating this.
Yeah, and so we'd prefer not to be. Well, because it was like whoever wants to die or whatever.
Yeah, whoever's ready to die because there's going to be Imperials
I'm not
attacking
thrilled
your
about it
location.
either. It's the only way we
And
can
you're not
reach
going to have the
Tanalor.
Jedi
Yeah.
or Marin there to protect you.
And so we're leaving the droid.
Yeah.
Well, she at least knows the tech computer stuff because the computers are as old as her.
Yeah.
Why does all of this work? It's
Don't
all
think about it.
200 years old.
Okay, what is space 200 years old? It's an even longer, long time ago.
Yeah. Then again, I don't know why I'm asking this when Zepho's stuff was working just fine. And Zepho's stuff.
And this is like futuristic looking stuff.
Well, and the Zepho were like 1,000 years or something.
And their stuff was, they didn't have screens.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm a fast travel
You going?
to
The ship.
the
Of
ship
course.
because we're leaving to go through
Just
the.
press X. It never looks like you're locked onto the right one.
Yeah.
And then you can't re-lock onto it, so it doesn't look like you're actually teleporting there.
Which isn't helpful.
No.
Oh, new conversations at the bar.
Wow.
We're gonna-
Before we leave,
we're gonna
waste
ignore
time at the
those.
bar?
BD.
Oh, cool. There is no planet. It is a black hole.
Isn't that the point?
I know.
Oh wait, we have 3.5% to explore. We can't leave yet.
Oh, of Koboh, we're at
Yeah.
97%.
We're 96.5%, and we're like 99.4 or something on the other planet that isn't complete.
Jeddah?
Yeah. Or like
Spoilers, Light was exploring Jeddah the other day.
before that, I was exploring all of Koboh.
Mm-hmm. So, any chatting?
No.
Are we
they're
gonna-
say we probably don't want to talk about it.
Right.
All the tape.
Interact with the table. Oh, goody. Let's go.
Beep boop.
Cal, is it time?
We're heading to the abyss now. Fire up the arrays.
I'll be monitoring your progress from here. May the Force be with you all.
And you, Z.
Look at the pretty nebula. Yeah. Sure did destroy that moon.
Well, what do you think is taking Z so long?
Dagengara was the only person to live through what we're about to do.
At least we will die together.
Thanks, man.
Hey, great pep talk, kids. Hopefully they can fit that on my tombstone.
No problem.
Look,
Yeah, I think it was just the computer loading was what we were waiting on with Z. Sure is a triangle.
Solid state drives didn't exist yet.
I know. You want to fly this thing?
No, he does not. Don't
He's
listen to him.
like, you have to turn the parking brake off before going forward. It's like, I know how to drive my own car, man.
Yet you still talk boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can never tell. I've seen it.
I am not.
I know.
It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah. I'll bet that's what all the other poor saps said right before they were torn into Vortex Chow.
Oh, hey! That's what we were talking about. It's okay, we can disintegrate the vortex now.
Whoa.
Great. Now it's an obstacle course.
Yeah, watch out for all those things.
Hey, at least it's not against it.
No, we don't get any ship flying mini games.
Good.
Oh.
Less good.
They're coming too fast.
but you are faster. Stop
Is he though?
piloting and start flying.
I'm rerouting power from deflectors to the engines.
What are you, crazy? You're trading safety for speed.
Exactly. We're all in on you, buddy.
You're right. It's my ship, ain't it? Greasy does it, baby.
Yeah, I'm like, we can't lose the fin. The fin is how we are turning. But it's very cool to see its purpose in action.
Or is this tunnel getting a tad cozy?
It's not just you. Z, what's going on?
The arrays are overloading. There's nothing I can do.
More power to the engines?
Wait a minute. Are you crazy? If you jump into hyperspace blind, they'll be picking up pieces of the Mantis all over the outer rim.
Do you trust me?
Yes, but this is...
No, I do, Cal.
Don't... You really shouldn't be jumping. Also, you're not supposed to
Oh,
be...
we lost him. He hurts here. It's over. He's lost it.
It's okay, Seer somehow had a chat with Obi-Wan at some point. We'll retcon it. You know, at a time when Obi-Wan has yet to talk to Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
We left. I mean, we're not dead.
That's a good start.
Aw, it looks just like Earth.
Did it, you three-armed son of a gun dart.
Well, at least none of us lost our cool.
You were screaming so long, we made out.
I hope it's worth it.
What's worth it?
It looks,
Killed though.
it looks like a
A
nice,
good
healthy...
old rousing round of team building.
Woo! We made it to paradise. Let's murder somebody.
Yeah.
Hey, meditation point. Perfect.
Good, you can heal.
I don't need to do that. I haven't fought since the stormtroopers, but I want to see if it'll let me teleport.
It won't.
Yeah.
Do you have
Marin's
a map?
coming with. Good. I do.
Wow.
Unseen scan. Oh, that's convenient. They're just on the map now?
I unlocked those.
That saves so much time.
I know. Oh,
Okay,
wow, thank
scan
you,
it.
Scan.
Oh,
Someone dead.
It's a dead body. Oh, it's
Oh,
a droid.
Okay, it's not a dead body. It's
That
okay.
makes it slightly better. Now obsolete.
Oof.
Hold on, where's the other one? Oh, it's... So it is the pillar over here.
Of course. Perfectly intact pillar.
Okay, what is it, Beatty?
Meditation spot.
Okay, can I get one
I
of those?
disagree.
It doesn't give me the crystals, nor does it let me save. So
That's the
yeah.
thing, is, like, our meditation spots let us save, so I don't think that one matters.
It also refills stim canisters. Don't question that
Yeah.
part.
It's okay. BD charges. We meditate.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Away we
So
go.
this is Tanalor.
Not what you were expecting?
I don't know what I was expecting. So much has changed since I first heard its name.
True.
Seer is now dead.
Temple's
That is
this
true.
way.
We are also
Dragon
dating.
and Centauri Cree plan
That
their
did
future here.
change since
I
we
don't
learned
worry
about the
about
planning. Ooh, big mountain.
Oh right, I haven't said that. I think Marin is also still gonna die.
Well, I just fell off a cliff because the camera locked me to look at the mountain.
Yeah, it was a nice mountain.
Yeah, and then I started turning left because I knew the cliff was probably to the left, and they conveniently put a hole.
Now we have him cornered, with nowhere else to run.
I
He will
mean,
kill or be killed.
he's probably gonna try and kill,
He'll
but
be killed.
Well, say something.
are we actually gonna kill him?
You're right. But what about Kata? She's not much younger than we were when our families were taken from us.
I know.
You and I will carry that loss for the rest of our lives.
Do we
Kata
want to
still
do
has
that
a
to
chance.
Kata?
Yes, she does. Very well. We will give Bode the choice to stand down. For Kata's sake.
Yeah, I'm like, we're doing it for the kid. Oh, there is something to scan. It's all the way down at the pools. Oh, it's a rocket.
It's a thing that came down when they were initially attacked, I believe.
Yeah, buried invasion.
And we got a skill point. You can use it for nothing useful.
Because we've bought everything.
Yeah, we can unlock more single and crossguard. I believe I did double blade.
Yeah.
Max that tree out too.
Also realizing I didn't switch back to my gun.
Well, you got
Oh
both.
wow, a little crack for us to squeeze
I wonder
through.
if this starts a cutscene.
Yeah. Oh, she's
Oh,
already on the
never
other
mind.
side. That's so gonna be a cutscene thing. No,
Thinking
it's
about
just loading a
something
new
Sarah
area.
once said.
Because we've
Warning.
seen this place.
Every Jedi faces the dark side. I feel so much hatred towards Bode.
There's
Seer
X-Wing.
won her battle with the dark side. You will too.
He's still here.
Yeah.
Good.
Maybe we should mess up the ship. Can we mess up the ship? I think we should mess it up so he can't leave. Cause he's just gonna run out here and fly away.
He's cornered though.
He's not. We dealt with this last time. He
Oh.
just walked out of the room.
There's one door. Before we were on top of the
Back
platform.
to the temple. The Nile are enveloping our position. Master Gera, that is an order.
Also realizing he's gotten away 2 times then because I was talking about the stormtrooper base stuff.
Oh.
How he
He's
just
been in
walked out the
cahoots
door to
with
his
the Empire
apartment.
the entire time. Well,
Yeah.
no, that was Bedlam Raiders. Never mind.
Gonna scan a little fountain.
Yep, it's a nice table.
Ceremonial fountain. We've never seen one of these at the Jedi Temple.
BD has them at least.
See, like this keeps looking like there might be
Do you hear that?
Kata.
a plant for my thing. But I think it's just sparkles on the plants.
Not creepy at all.
Small children singing is never creepy. Last chance to heal.
Yeah, save before the final battle.
No.
What could go wrong?
I don't need. Well, I mean, I guess I fell down once. Should I check what my perks are? Block meter, life regen, block meter. Push enemies. And like you said, I only got 1 skill point
Yeah.
anyway.
You are interrupting my meditation.
Oh, cool. We can't go over there very easily. It was like locking me to one spot.
BD1.
Hey, Kata. This is Marin. She's a friend.
I'm sorry Papa hurt you.
Yeah.
He said I'd never see you again. What are you doing here?
Kata, your father stole something very important. We're gonna ask him to give it back.
Will you show us the way?
Okay. Follow me. I don't like it here. It's dark and lonely.
Yeah. I mean, it is an abandoned planet.
You don't have to be afraid.
I'm gonna make a little light.
Better?
It's a little pixely because it didn't load in the
Very pretty.
resolution. Force Echo.
Yeah. What is this place again?
This is the temple they were building, but they were spending so many credits on building this temple.
Yeah.
He's just sort of standing there? That's not suspicious or concerning.
Kata! How did you get here?
It wasn't easy.
You shouldn't have followed us.
Papa, don't!
Stay back, Kata. This is the only way to keep you safe.
She will be safe. I promise, Bode. But listen to me. It's over.
Lay down your weapons.
This planet will be a haven for those hunted by the Empire, including Kata and you. But you have to surrender now.
Go outside, Kata.
Listen to them, please.
But the Force Echo's right there!
I will decide what's best for my family.
Well, that was nice while it lasted.
Yeah, okay.
By the way, he does shoot it.
Yeah, almost like he also has a gun.
Also stabs me. You can take a lot of stabs.
Distract him. I will strike from the shadows.
You can shoot and stab at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, that's not fair.
Phase change.
Woo. I don't remember what button to push after leaving this, but it's fine. Okay. Alrighty.
Ouchie.
I mean, I did get 1/4 down, so. Yeah, I should probably go. Okay, why is your kick the red white?
You can't beat me, cow.
Don't forget to do that.
Bo doesn't really get affected by it, so.
He does for 2 hits. Also, it does heal you for free.
Squirt. Yeah, this doesn't really feel like the slowdown is helping.
Well, it's continuing on because you can't get the weight more.
Oh, that's why I'm spinning. Okay, so I was trying to shoot it with the gun I did not have. Shit. Push the stem twice.
Disappointing.
This is pretty cool though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, been stuck in the wall.
Money.
Oh well, there's not a wall anymore. Oh no,
You
we're gonna
should go, child.
lose the child. Ooh, headbutt. Ooh, oh, no lightsabers anymore. We're just punching. Oh!
Don't hit my droid.
Punch the kid. Are we blacking out from a punch right now? Oh. I'll do it. Yeah, he's trying to pull out his gun. Did we break the gun? Wait, where's our gun? Oh, it's still in our pocket. Okay, Bode. Bode, why did you turn around?
Yeah.
Why are all your attacks red? That doesn't seem fair.
He's also embraced the darkness.
Oh, I thought he already did that.
You don't it's phase 3.
Yeah.
My family.
Yeah, don't mess up that button mashing.
Slow down.
It'll help, BD.
Or use a stim first.
It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Headbutt. There we go. I just didn't want to be in the red glowy when I killed him. In case that carried over.
Don't put this on your daughter.
Bode, we know what it's like to grow up alone.
Please, listen to them, Papa.
All right. And when the Empire comes, will you be able to protect my little girl? I'm sorry, Kata. I tried.
No, Papa!
Oh no. Don't hurt.
The gun. The gun.
Oh, no. Knife to the shoulder, though. Oh, no, his didn't work.
His didn't work.
Ours worked. Oh, killed him again.
You had many chances to not die.
Yeah, we like gave you so many more chances than usual.
We gave you 3 extra chances than you deserved.
Like, we even put in the spoken text of what we were saying, that you would be able to stay. We weren't gonna, like, exile you.
Yeah.
So, we have a child now.
And she knows we killed her dad. She also knows her dad was evil. And agrees that her dad was evil and wrong.
Better.
Are you though?
Thanks.
Good. We should speak. I was not much older than you when I lost my family.
We took the kid away
For
from...
many years I carried this pain. I did not want to feel better.
Why?
I thought if I let go of the pain, I would be letting go of the people I loved. But I was wrong. And one
Are we
day,
taking another lightsaber?
I met someone who also lost his family. Together we found another way to survive. This pain is yours. It is part of you.
When my mother died, it changed Papa. And me too, I guess.
Yes. But it does not have to define you. And you must not let it consume you.
We were only allowed to kill Bode because we let it go first. And we're willing to let it go before finally just killing him.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's better than most protag stories where they make them not kill the person.
And it just didn't happen. Because they knew that would feel like a cop-out. But it also had to feel like Bode's fault.
Yeah. Because it couldn't feel like they were going for revenge.
Yeah.
You gotta play the leitmotif.
Yeah. And slowly.
Well, it's the one that plays at Vader's pyre, man. I'm sorry, Anakin's pyre.
Why not Qui-Gon's?
I don't remember if it played at Qui-Gon's, but I think it did.
Because like it'd make more sense if it was the Qui-Gon's thing for Jedi funerals than Vader's thing, because
Well, it was just, I know it. Well, it's just like part of the Force theme.
yeah.
The sad part of it that they use.
But the sad things.
Yeah. So are we gonna actually use this planet
Probably.
as a Padawan hideaway? Watch, they're gonna retcon Kenobi that the end of the path that everyone's traveling on in Kenobi leads to this planet.
Well, I don't think you.
It wouldn't be a retcon because they never said where they were going.
Yeah. But it also didn't have to exist.
So we fast forwarded.
Because Cal just stands here. Like, is he asleep?
No.
He could be asleep. I don't know. This Jedi stuff is weird. It could be
It's
meditating,
a
it
Jedi
could be asleep.
meditation thing of saying bye-bye to Seer. Yeah, no, he just stands here all night. I think he might be sleeping.
Yeah. I think he's sleeping standing up with his eyes open.
If you're finally now saying your
My life on Brock.
saying your piece, it's a little late.
Let me walk my own path. When I needed to. You taught me what it truly means to be a Jedi. Now you're gone. We will continue your legacy, Seer. We will build something that can outlast the Empire. I promise you that. I promise. But I'm scared. I almost lost myself. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I'm ready for what comes next.
So next game's just a town building simulator. Jedi Academy Building Simulator 1 2025.
You said we go to the new temple, right?
Well, that's where we were standing, weren't we? Was that the new temple?
No, I mean on Coruscant.
I thought we did, but it was a cop-out opening shot of them flying past
Guide her through the darkness.
the temple as Palpatine's palace thing. That's the opening shot of the game.
Okay.
I thought we were going to see stuff on Coruscant.
How do we see that?
Yeah, my lightsabers sure don't burn in fires.
Not even the leather.
Oh, is that the end of the game?
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, no, I think next game is gonna be a building simulator. See, I was expecting something to come and dissuade him from it again. Cause that's what his plan was in Fallen Order, was I'm gonna restart the Order.
He doesn't plan to restart the Order.
Well, he was gonna train younglings.
Yeah, and he doesn't plan to do that. Instead, he plans to protect.
And just
the
give him
people
a
from-
haven.
Refugees from the Empire.
But Force-sensitive refugees.
Man, if this is how they retcon people like Ezra back into existence.
Well, it's not Ezra, but they can make so many Force-sensitive OCs.
Yeah.
And just be
say,
like,
oh, they were here.
They were here, and now they get to leave and be a Mandalorian.
They don't even have to be Force sensitive.
Yeah.
They could just be literally any character they want to make.
Well, yeah. It's just more... Because of Rebels, the list of characters narrows down, like, a lot. Of what characters from, like, Clone Wars era could have been picked up and, like, helped to this place.
Yeah.
Because this is only, like, a few years into... Even with the time skip. I'm pretty sure it's just around when Kenobi... Obviously, this happens before Kenobi, because in Kenobi, the whole thing with the path is that everyone read on the wall the Easter egg of Cal's name being up there.
Yeah.
As part of the path. And so... that has to have happened after this, when he starts using the path as a way to get them to this planet. Which again, what a surprise. They're gonna retcon it to be that the end destination was Cal Kestis.
Yeah.
Not that Obi-Wan knew Cal Kestis to care.
No, of course not.
So, like... Oh, wait, who was that other one? The... one Jedi that was, like, almost a hippie? Not a hippie, but, like the chill out dude Jedi who... with the yellow face paint.
Oh, yeah. Who
From
was
Clone
with
Wars?
Obi-Wan at
Yeah.
the time of Clone Wars?
Yeah.
Not hippie, but Native American.
A little bit, yeah. But, he is known to survive, and he was also on the wall.
Okay.
So it's like, he might show up as either being a guide or as being on the planet. Who knows, man? We'll shove Ahsoka in here somehow. Fulcrum will learn about the path and help younglings.
Stop it.
Even though she had nothing to do with any of this.
Stop it.
She was busy with the actual rebellion.
You know what? It wasn't by Dave Filoni. So his OC is not in this.
She sure ain't. Vader is, but
Yeah, but that's because it's Vader.
during the time when he's hunting down
Yeah.
Jedi with his Inquisitors.
That's what we want to see. We don't want to see Ahsoka. No one wants to see Ahsoka that's coming out whenever that comes out.
It's supposed to come out this year, man. Who knows if it will come out this year, but it's supposed to come out this year. But hey, that means we're getting a third one of these games. Because that sure wasn't a end of a series ending. Sure, they made it to paradise, but they have a whole plan that either is gonna work or not gonna work. But we need to know how that goes. And I guarantee the Empire's gonna find out about it because of how much hoopla was brought up about what if they find us? What if they find a way to get here?
Well, not just that. It's very obvious they can. Like,
The
they
Empire?
could eventually, all they'd have to do is repair or upgrade the...
Arrays.
Yeah.
Well, cause
Which
now,
raises the question,
cause
are
now
the
that
four of them
Bode's
stuck there?
no, cause Bode had the compass,
Right.
and we beat Bode, and so
And we didn't break the compass system.
so we have the compass on us, meaning we can come and go with the one ship as much as we like, and we don't have to use the array every time. Which that's what was concerning me, was like how big and obvious of a thing this is to see a giant triangle laser shoot out into the sky.
Oh, it'll never be over again.
Like, none of the Bedlam Raiders are gonna make note of that weird thing happening and tell the Empire about it.
Here's the thing. The good guys suck at finding trackers. One tracker
On the ship?
following the compass, and it's over.
Yeah. Well, even
The
then...
idea is the nebula is always shifting, so the compass always shifts, but...
Well, it's more... The compass helps you lead through, I guess, the squiggly stuff?
Yeah, it helps you avoid crashing. And that's why you need the compass, and that's why the compass turns.
Yeah. And so, like, even if they're like, okay, well, they're on the other side of this nebula. Great. How do we get to the other side of this nebula? Just keep trying, or
I don't know. How did they get to the secret planet?
they sent the little side escape pod in. The whole ship
Did they
didn't.
send the Phantom?
The whole I'm like, the whole ghost didn't
like-
go in. That was the whole thing, was they were staring at the big bright light,
And they're like, well, shoot, we can't.
and Zeb went in, and then Zeb came back.
No.
Or
They were forced in. Because they were being chased by the Empire.
oh, I thought at the end they just used the Phantom to.
And at the
Go
end,
to
they
the
used
planet.
the Phantom, but only because, not because they had to, but because they were splitting off, and they
Mhm.
needed to do a drop off of like 2 people.
Yeah.
And so they used the Phantom instead of the entire Ghost trying to navigate the nebula. Yay.
Woo! Me starting to push buttons to see if I can skip.
Yeah.
No, there's no pause button. X doesn't do anything. O doesn't do. O to close! Oh man, I did skip the credits!
How dare you.
In credit scene, let's go.
It's not exactly what we expected. But this place is our home now.
Yeah, Grease. Yeah, I guess it is. Still got a lot of work ahead of us.
It will take time to contact the hidden path.
And find the anchorites.
And build a saloon. I mean, the place is creepy, but it does have franchise potential.
This belongs with you.
The compass. I think it belongs with the ship.
It belongs with all of us.
Yeah! The ship, so the ship can leave and come.
What do you think, kid? Should we give it a shot?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Ah, that's the spirit. Oh, that's great. Come on, I'll bet you're hungry. I'll make you something to eat. Did you ever have a scaz steak?
This poor child is gonna learn to cook because Grease cannot cook.
No, he can. That's the whole thing, is how he opened a cantina. And he's the only one who's fed the ship, like, for the last few
Yeah,
years.
but the joke is that it's cooking.
Ooh.
Oh, secrets left to discover. New game plus. Randomized by
Trendsetter.
cosmetics on
it's different things you can turn on
To make it more
for your
challenging.
new game plus. Okay, what I'm curious about is if in my current game plus I could just go to the console.
Yeah. Just pick a place.
Where do we go?
Tanalor, 100%.
Yeah, almost like there's nothing here.
Yeah, 96.5%.
Coruscant's 100%. What's the asteroid? 100%.
99.1.
What's the moon?
100%.
Amazing. Almost like this is the big open world section.
Drinks are on me.
See, the game felt bigger, but it had like the same number of planets we went to
Oh yeah.
as the first one.
It just had one really large planet, and that was really the only
Everything
difference.
grows there. It's great.
This makes me happy.
Saloon. Grease the owner.
That
Is there music?
we're just going
Yes.
to continue the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you said with New Game Plus, so many make you go back to like the hour before the final fight
Yeah.
and just leave you there in limbo
Yeah.
and never let you just go forward with the characters.
Sit down. We're here.
It's like, yeah, there's no plot to happen with them, but to know they're going out on adventures is satisfying.
Yeah.
And that they're not like stuck on the planet until the next game where they tell us, oh, by the way, they've been leaving for the last few years.
All this, by the way.
It's like, great, but could I have done it as an in-game?
No.
Spoilers, this is just me complaining about 15. And how it makes you go from the city in ruins and with them all older, and at the last save point bench, you can teleport back to the current,
Back to the open world you wanted to play the whole time.
Yeah, but none of them remember any of the future stuff, and so you're just running around like nothing's happened yet, and it's
And
like,
you can fly now.
and you can fly now with the Jeep. But it's like, what's the point? None of these characters are the characters from the end of the game, and we know what happens to the characters at the end of the game.
So we never want to go there again.
And so we just stay in the middle of the game with the open world.
Yep.
Oh, it's a little pit droid looking at the ship. Don't mess it up.
No, it's not a Java.
I know it won't intentionally do it, but... So it's a really small thing to just be like, yeah, no, they're going in the ship and they're going back out
Hey,
into...
look, new conversations.
Wow. Into the rest of the world to do whatever until we make the next game.
We should probably do the rest of the bounty hunter stuff. That's like the only thing left
Yeah.
to do.
And that big bird.
I've done the big one. It just takes you to a random place.
Fun.
There's probably a chest on top of the bar that's open now.
What? To climb up to it?
On the garden. Because you have to plant however many plants and then play for long enough after planting them.
Oh, yeah.
And so I did that.
So what's this?
For a second.
Has it been here the whole time?
Fine piece of gear. Zig could knock this dent out if you like.
Oh, no thanks. Helps me remember how I got it.
No,
And how's
it is
that?
new.
Bounty hunter. Made the mistake of pulling a blaster on my little girl.
So, yeah, Force Echoes only show up after the person's dead. And so now that Bode is dead, we're getting echoes of where he was on the planet. And probably get an echo of him on Coruscant.
That doesn't make sense.
Because that was the first place he was introduced and we teamed up with him.
No.
That echoes don't show up until you're dead?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it make sense?
Because the first time they're introduced, Cal picks up Seer's ukulele and plays a song.
Oh.
Even though he's never touched the ukulele.
Look at all
and
these
Seer's ukulele.
plants.
Oh, hey, it is open. Oh, it's not filled out yet.
Finish planting it, and I'll tell you
Go
what
to
I
the
know.
corner. Other corner.
This corner?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's filled out. Oh. It's not cleared out yet. Interesting.
How do I tell them to clear it out?
No, I assume.
I was hoping you'd find seeds like that. Put one in the ground. I'll share what I've learned.
They say that every single time.
Got new seeds to plant.
Do we? The answer is no.
Because I was looking on the other planet to see if we could pick up any of those
Yeah,
seeds.
I know.
Didn't seem like it.
Because that I thought would open
New
when this was
seeds, magnificent. After you planted one, I'll share what I know. You've introduced a new species. After you plant it, I'll provide more detail.
Or two. Yeah, we've planted all.
A new plant. Bet we can learn more from Peely.
It got so big though.
Those are specifically the big ones.
Ah. But yeah, we did not get anything from the planting yet. What about the fish tank? I want to see how many fish are in there now.
I think we have 10 or 11.
Let me in. Hey. Hey, let me inside.
There you go. Yes, you go to the other side to see how many fish. Otherwise, you'll get a fishing storm. You don't want those. They take too long.
Look at all these fish. So pretty.
10 to 12.
See, look at all these fish. They just keep going.
Look how nice and clean it is.
And there's so many, and there's big ones, and small ones, and a jellyfish. See, and this is dangerous because I will just sit here and watch fish swim around.
Don't do that. They'll swim forever. You'll start to see them looping.
No, I can't learn that they loop. Hate to tell you, real fish also go in circles. Like, that thing's cool looking.
You can't peel back the curtain. You can't break the illusion.
What, that the fish?
That real fish also go in circles in the same direction.
Look at that seahorse. And it's because of the current of the water in the aquarium, and they like swimming in a current. And so they're doing it for fun more than anything. Oh, Marin's here now.
What about us, Marin?
What about us, Cal?
I can't go back to the way things were with us.
Nor can I. But things are not so simple now, are they?
Were they ever simple?
Perhaps not. But we will figure it out. Together.
Cool, we're gonna keep dating. Glad we had to confirm
You can never
that.
not be dating.
Well, I mean, the shippers will love that it's now canon and stuff.
Yep.
Oh, look, another Force Echo.
Wow, Bode is here.
Gotta be another way. Always an angle. Always. Lost a family. Looking for a new one. I can relate, Cal. But you gotta make a choice. The future or the past. Can't have it all. Not in this galaxy.
He's just making it up as he goes.
He's just trying to think of ways to convince us.
Best selection in the system, guaranteed.
Oh, we can't slice the super weak droids. My bad.
We have to buy the upgrades.
Yeah, a couple of them. But why would you slice a B1 or B2?
I more would want to buy all the upgrades.
Yeah, well, we can only have one of those equipped at a time.
Oh. That
Here
one
you go.
might be good.
Good luck with that.
And Ricochet
I'll grab this
is
one.
always fun.
Fork over the pucks. That's it. Fine.
Now talk to her.
Heads up, killer. Thought foremost, just doubled your bounty and one of the Brood's top killers has come to collect.
Ooh.
The name's Kilioso, but the guild knows him as the Closer. He's brought a small army to Jeddah looking for you.
Ooh.
Small army, huh? We're ready.
That's what I like to hear. Take down a heavy hitter like Kilioso and you'll be making a statement.
Go all the way to Jeddah.
Yeah?
I ain't doing that. I'm gonna talk to Grease, and then I think that's the last of the characters we needed to talk
Okay.
to for in-game.
Know where Kata is?
Upstairs, I think. I'm just glad she didn't find the kitchen. That kid eats like a starving rancor. I gotta pick up some more scat steaks before we get out.
She did
good
like
job.
them.
And don't you forget it.
No one makes a steak like Dad. That ain't a true statement. So you're always like, man, I'll eat all of these. So I guess I am gonna come back up here and talk to the kids, since the plot implied I'm supposed to talk to her.
I don't even know if there's actually supposed to be.
Okay, this is really impressive.
Wonderful. New seeds. Plant one. I'll share its details.
I'm gonna talk to the kid.
There you are. What are you doing?
Peely is teaching me about her garden.
She's got a green thumb.
No, she doesn't.
It means she's good with plants.
Oh, okay. I like pruning best.
Plants can't grow unless you prune a few leaves here and there.
So she taught you too?
Little.
Have fun gardening, kid. Glad you picked up a hobby.
Yeah.
Those are healthy and good, and I'm glad you're not hanging out in the bar.
Yeah, that's good.
Because you are a child.
You are a small child.
Like, you're a youngling. You're not even Padawan age yet.
Yeah. No attachments.
To the, what? The kid?
Anything.
Or?
No kid is not allowed to be attached to anything that turns you to the dark side. Bode is
Oh, yeah,
proof.
that's the thing, is like, she's never gonna turn. Well, she might try to use the dark side. One of the two people teaching her Force stuff
Does kind of.
use the dark side and is a witch.
The two people that use the Force stuff kind of use the dark side now.
Whoops.
Oopsie.
But it's okay. Using
Now
the
it's
dark
half Jedi still.
using the dark side sometimes is okay.
Yep.
If you use it for the right reasons. According to these games. Not the rest of Star Wars. The rest of Star Wars, if you ever use the dark side, you're done. It's
Except
over.
Luke.
Except
He
Luke.
used the dark side, and everyone's like, that's fine because he came back. And then he nearly got consumed by the dark side again.
And it was
and
less
everyone's like,
fine.
that's not my Luke.
See? But he really shouldn't have been trying to kill Ben in his sleep.
Yeah, he realized that. He also shouldn't have killed Vader, and he realized that.
Well, yeah, and he didn't kill Vader.
And he didn't kill Ben. It's
Crazy.
crazy. But obviously he wouldn't do that a second time out of fear.
Mm-hmm.
No, never.
But it's more that she'll be around people that are like, yeah, you can feel your feelings.
Yeah.
And you can also, when you're older, maybe possibly have a boyfriend. What?
You can have a relationship?
No way! That's not shameful and horrible? I mean, you don't have to hide it from everyone? Wow. And, you know, keeping it shared with the group so we know to protect this person might be a good idea? No way!
Why would we need to protect Padme?
Why would we ever need
It
to...
wouldn't change anything. She
If
would
we
die out of sadness regardless.
If we had proper medical care instead of whatever was in the spaceship.
They could not save someone who was sad.
Who was sad. Oh, look!
A Purge Trooper. Is that 5? No, 3 flamethrowers.
Oh, goody. I sure do have a chocobo.
Yeah.
Sure does take me to this Force Echo of a dead person.
Good job,
See,
buddy.
once again, I have a feeling Force Echoes are more likely to show up when the person's...
More likely, yes. Only, no.
Let that be a lesson to y'all.
Another proof that it isn't only when they are dead is you get Ravis Force Echoes before Ravis is killed.
Right, you do. And you get, Dagon Force Echoes too. And you can't say it's Force related because those guys, none of them had the Force.
Dagon did.
Well,
Ravis
no, I
did
mean
not.
like this guy.
Yeah.
These random Force Echoes.
Random prospectors don't have the Force. So it's not like them speaking through the Force.
Oh,
look,
those
a
are
plant.
enemies.
Also, that's a plant you can cut right there.
Oh. It is. Excuse me while I shoot the stupid things.
Oh look, there's another seed. Right there. Jump fast. So you gotta jump.
Come on.
It's easier with the teleport. Don't worry.
I got it, and it's the same seed as the other one.
Yeah. So you have more of that seed.
Okay. So if we wanted more of that plant, we had to have the seeds?
Yes.
Okay.
It was also a new plant. So, you know.
So how do you think they're gonna work this into future Star Wars stuff? Like, you think...
I don't think they are. I think they're just gonna
ignore the planet out there full of Force sensitives just chilling?
It might not be force sensitive.
A good chunk of them will be. That's the point. That is like their mission statement.
I thought it was to save rebels.
Rebels usually want to fight. They're
And
finding
save families of the rebels.
Well, yeah, but their whole plan was to find the Force sensitive kids.
That was in the first one.
Yeah.
Not
And
the
in this
second
one.
No, I don't believe that's what their point is. That might be the point of the pathing Kenobi, I don't know.
That's literally what the path is. That's the point of the path. Is to be for Force sensitives. Boom.
This has already been done.
Oh. Here, I thought I was being cool.
No, there's like 5 more doors to that thing.
Oh.
And that's collected. That's why it's purple.
Okay. And this guy's just dead.
Yeah.
Why did he have a whole basement and nothing else? But yeah, I guess it's silly to assume that Star Wars would ever try to have a connected story.
Well, it's just one of the things where it's like, it's something they'll have in their back pocket, but adding another set of moving parts to what is happening around Luke that is somehow never mentioned in the original trilogy is hard.
Well, this doesn't have to be connected to Luke.
But it's at the same time.
Well, yes.
And so the
That's the
rebellion
whole.
would know about it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing is that Cal, I guess by the third game, is going to be retiring from the Rebel stuff and just focusing on the path and getting kids to safety. And so Luke, as a grown adult, joining the Rebel Alliance isn't going to really cross with Cal in any way. Because it's not the Rebel Alliance that actively knows about the path.
It's not?
It's basically a secret underground railroad, man.
Yeah, to get people like the rebels away from the Empire.
But not the rebels themselves, because they are still fighting the Empire.
I know. They'd still know about it, because it's one of their most important things. It's how they move messages and supplies around. I assume. If you're gonna have a secret underground railroad, you might as well deliver information and
more. No, because Fulcrum is the one spreading the secret information around. She's collecting it and getting it to the different cells. And then
how does she travel?
She doesn't. She uses her hologram.
Those aren't infinite range. I hate to inform you, most of Star Wars is about how the information can't be beamed through space for some reason. And we have to do a different thing.
Oh, you mean like how we have to transport R2-D2? Because we can't just email ourselves the blueprints.
Email the floppy disk.
Of blueprints to the Death Star.
Hey, it was.
And how we couldn't upload it because they closed the one laser shield.
Vector graphics for that episode 4 Death Star exploding animation.
Yeah. It also.
Explanation.
And also, like, all of the end of Rogue One battle where they're sitting there hoping the satellite disc can beam up and
it's just a load
download.
screen
And they're
on
like,
the
we're
satellite.
downloading it. We almost have all of it.
We only have 1G internet out here.
It's like if they close the shield door, we're never going to download the rest and the file's going to corrupt and we won't have any of it. Oh no. It's like, this is a weird thing to have as a problem at the end of Rogue One, but okay. And then they still have to run through a hallway with a floppy disk.
Yep.
They spent all that time downloading it, and they still
to
have
get it to a floppy disk, just so they have to run the floppy disk around.
to try and keep it away from Darth Vader.
You know what a good idea would be?
To just send it to Yavin 4.
To copy the floppy disk.
That too is to make maybe print it off onto multiple copies.
Why would we do that? Put it on one.
Put it on multiple copies.
It would take too
send them
long.
all to different places, and have Vader be like, "Well, that's not fun," and send him to chase down like 5 different ships.
Oh look.
Oh, they're killing something.
Nature's stormtroopers having a fun time.
Yeah. Sure did body slam him. Oh, they're slowly killing that beast though.
Well, he does have a Gatling gun. Yeah, right.
Please don't hit me, dude.
I was just watching from over here.
Just having fun. You're ruining my fun. Oh, you killed the beast. Okay.
Well,
Change to the other lightsaber. I know.
well, you didn't do it.
There we go. So now that we've played through the game, better than Force Awakens or
The first one? Yeah.
Fallen Order?
Yes.
In all the ways that matter, like combat-wise and stuff?
As far as controls, I would say improvement. I don't have anything I think that I would say is worse from the previous game to this game.
The platforming.
What about it?
There's a lot of it.
It's a mess in the other game too. That's not worse in this game. There's just more of it and it's more complex.
Yeah. Since it's more complex, that means I mess it up more often. Dude, I'm gonna get to do a compilation reel of us just falling from failing at parkour. It's gonna be like,
You've seen the hard parkour challenges.
it's gonna be like 20 minutes of us just falling. Well, I heard you when you were doing the asteroid one.
You're gonna have to be a lot more specific.
The asteroid field one where you were doing the sliding walls, but it was in outer space for some reason.
They're all in outer space.
Oh. Why were they all in outer space?
Because that's a nondescript location.
Oh dear, there's those guys too? What are those guys doing here?
Killing you.
Yeah, apparently.
You do have slowdown if you ever want to do it.
I feel like that's cheating in the open world, but okay.
I mean, they give you it.
And boom, boom, boom. Hold on. Tap. Splice.
No, they're not low enough yet.
Oh, it's unavailable in combat.
It's unavailable because it's not stealth. And they aren't low enough health for you to actually kill. Now you can.
I didn't want them to be so low on health.
But they don't let you do it when they're active. And there they go.
They're
Or
going
they
to
go-
fight something?
Yes.
To fight the first enemy they sense, I guess.
Yep.
They just going.
Good game. 0 issues.
Woo! He got unstuck! I'm so proud! He got stuck on a rock! Oh, there's
And
some
it
other.
doesn't have a shield.
Because I took it out because it made me lower its health that far. That's stupid that the only time we have control over them is when they don't have shields. Oh. Good job, buddy. You still did okay.
You are almost dead.
But you can't make it up rocks. And you sure are running to the next thing that's gonna kill you.
This is true.
Why am I going this way? Because the droid is going this way.
Oh. It is going. droid is gone.
It's just gonna be dead. Oh, they killed it. How could you guys do that?
Oh.
Anyway, I was just trying to do our last final thoughts of the game. And also I'm dying because I'm bad at combat. Well, I can't do combat with small talk, man. It's
hard.
It's hard to talk and fight.
Like infinite slowdown.
I sure don't. Because I don't really like the red vision.
I agree, but also it's really OP.
It also just takes away all my moves.
Yeah, you just run up and step.
Oh, this one's over here.
Yeah, no, it isn't. Man, that was worse than sticking it out like this. But yeah.
Oh, there's some farmer up there.
It's disappointing that the mounts were kind of useless.
Yeah, because they
It
didn't
sucks,
hype
but
up
it's
mounts.
expected that they said open world meant open zone and it's only on one planet.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that their open world is like this, because it is their first attempt at...
And I do prefer this sort of open zone thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't want Koboh to be any bigger than it is.
I don't want Legend of Zelda open world.
For every planet.
Yeah.
I often
It
come
just
up with a
sounds
view.
awful.
I see why.
It sounds like No Man's Sky. There's too much space and too little to fill it.
Yeah, well, No Man's Sky has no real plot to it.
Yeah, but you get the point where there's a bunch of planets and they're so large to where you can't really explore them without them starting to feel bored.
Yeah, because they end up being simulated and then you never
Like,
actually
Ratchet and-
complete it.
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is fun. The world is really big in that game.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I always felt like they had such set paths
They
for
have
most of
a
them.
lot of set paths, but then if you go back the second time, it's a lot of open space to go. That's why they give you such better moves and options partway through that game.
Well, it's because they want you to go faster through it.
Because they do have one that is specifically just to be designed and planet, but there are some that are really large.
And I am gonna say, I think Star Rail is doing okay with their open world planets. You have not seen any of it.
I have not.
To understand their maps.
Nope.
And because they have it to be like set floors sort of thing where it loads in one section and then another section afterwards sort of thing. So it's smaller than one big open world where I can just run to the other side. Like I can see that tower and if I wanted to I could run to it. There would be a load screen door right here.
Yeah.
But it was like 3 different planets with different open worlds and they were fairly big in size but not so big because they have sort of the parkour sections mostly for Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
That's the size of their... I'm so glad that thing's not shooting at me because I forgot how it would do the thing to stop me.
It would tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you think they're gonna improve for the third one? Since
they can't take away any of her skills.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know how to make this character even stronger.
Because we already unlocked the dark side of the Force.
And we got the gun.
I think it would be more focused dark side moves. Like, over the years he's slipping closer and closer and getting more used to using it and using abilities with it. So like more mind controls, more give him the lightning. I mean, why not?
We already have such strong mind control. Like, our mind control is really strong. We just
here, Biddy.
Oh. See, I thought we never used it because
so
it
is our
wasn't
force
strong.
push and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we can lift people up just whatever we want.
I sure don't do that.
Yeah?
Because you made it sound like it would never work in a battle, so what's the point?
And
For
it
the
does
mind
because
control.
upgraded its AoEs and such, but I still just like stabbing them more. I'll just
Yeah.
stab him and shoot him. Why lift him up to then stab him and shoot him?
Why not freeze him in place with a time stop and stab him and shoot him?
Because that'll make me two-shot them.
And well, if you have to lift them in the air, you have to deal with trying to hit them from being in the air.
Man, if only we had a gun.
I'm
With
out of bullets, man. I'm out of bullets.
You hit people to get bullets back.
I know. Then I use the bullets and I run out again.
Yeah.
Crazy, that's how that works. But yeah, I think I'll leave you to do the open world stuff on your free time.
Yeah.
I don't think there's in-game content. There'll probably
I don't think
be.
so either. All that's left
They'll
is-
probably give like an expanded DLC later on with more story in this game.
Maybe if it doesn't sound
Engine?
interesting, honestly. Because this game is sort of done.
So it would be more we need new planets to be
Not just
worth
that,
DLC
it's
expanding.
Like, where does the story go that isn't the start of the next game?
That's true. Like
even
what
then you're
filler?
like, oh, the story's not done yet, but it's like, what are we gonna do that we're gonna play as Cal for?
We're gonna make our Jedi Academy building simulator.
But that sounds like
That's a-
Cal would take Sears' place and we would get a new playable character, possibly the kid.
Oh, that's also a risk. Is what if we end up playing as like? See, I want to play as Mirren before I play as the kid. I'm gonna be real.
You're not allowed to teleport. Sorry.
Give me a teleporting character. Come
We're
on.
not allowed to fly.
Noctis teleports.
Yeah, and it's busted.
We should give that to the player. We basically have the dash through the door thing.
And
Might
that
as
is
well.
specifically at those doors and nowhere else. You want to know the only part you chain those together for? When they're introduced, one agility challenge.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah, so we should do more.
No.
And have Mirren and
You
dude,
talked about how the
a
parkour
force
is
time back and forth, reversing time back with the force, with Mirren turning things invisible. There's so much we could do with puzzles if we had a second playable character.
Oh, also they already did that. That was the entire point of the R1 thing, to have them do something. It was.
Well, yeah, and it was
I
literally.
really didn't like it.
It was literally they just cut like a line.
Yeah.
Or shot at a button we could have shot at.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that's not as cool as telling Mirren to use her time magic. Or using her time magic.
The thing is, that can only happen once in the area. And so why do that in a player prompt instead of a cutscene?
Why can it only happen once?
Because otherwise you have to have that person escorting with you the entire time you're ever going to possibly go through that area.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and you mean like it has to be a shortcut or it
Yeah.
can't keep happening?
Because if it's a door to something and you need a second character there,
I feel
and
like...
you want something to happen to that character in the story, it cannot interrupt their ability to be there. Otherwise it blocks off the area for the player.
Again, I'm back to 15. About how you could swap to like Prompto or Gladio or Ignis in a fight and use their abilities.
Yeah, that was in 15. That was the point of 15.
Was to have a party and change to party members and stuff. And also, you were able to customize your chocobos, man. Now I just wander around looking at these guys trying to look for the right
you're
color.
not able to customize them. You just have to find one you like.
Yeah, I preferred the green one, I'm gonna be real.
And then you can register it. And then maybe you can always call that color.
Which one? Okay, it's
R1.
R1. Should I just call the most recent one I talked to?
Random nearby one.
Yeah.
Or the most recent one. Evil choke.
So it's got red legs.
And black bone.
Sure. The Empire Chocobo.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm excited for whatever happens in like 2028.
Yeah.
When the next game comes out.
And it can come out alongside Kingdom Hearts 4.
Kingdom Hearts 4 is next year. Stop thinking it's gonna be forever.
But like Kingdom Hearts 2 is forever.
Yeah.
So they're gonna do it again. To make
I
it
don't
just
know.
as good as Kingdom Hearts 3.
Bro, I don't know how to tell you it's already been forever. But it's already been forever.
Oh, it's been like 4 years.
Yeah. And
2 was like
I don't know how to
2000s,
I
right?
don't know how to
Wasn't
tell
2 a
you 4
decade?
years is double the time they spent from 1 to 2. Holy cow, what is this thing?
Okay, but tell me how long it was from 3
Almost it was like 8 to 9 years.
Yeah.
But that wasn't because of development of 3 taking 8 to 9 years. That was because they went to make other games beforehand.
Now, BD.
This thing could not kill me. That'd be great.
Only.
What the?
Oh, look.
Can it not? It really can't. Wait, where's my force? There, okay. I was gonna use my force push on it, but I forgot which one was my force
Well,
push.
those ones don't blow up.
Could use a little help, BD.
It looked like it was gonna blow up before I
No.
shot it the last
That was
time.
the slice.
Oh. Yeah, we'll be back with Tui. We're not almost done with Tui, but we are almost done with Tui.
You're getting there.
We're getting there.
But we will see you with that Sunday and
Yep.
something new
For our Fridays
next
now.
Friday.
Woo! Bye!